Good morning, everybody, and happy Thursday. I hope you guys had an awesome day in the market today. It definitely was a really fun day out there. And man, I'm just so glad the market is hot again because look, we know it was pretty cold from October to November, but now we're into December, going into the Christmas holiday, and things are on fire. And I just could not be any happier. This is awesome. So today was kind of a weird day because we came in and none of the stocks on the pre-market watch list actually ended up being played today. So that's kind of interesting. So you came in the market open, and in terms of our leading gappers, you look here and we had BTTC. And BTTC this morning, it looked pretty good because you're putting in place this sort of nice bottom here off of VWAP. But what sort of freaked me out here was this big top off the high, right? So we have all this look at this, wick heavy. And so again, this begins to break down. You're underneath the 9 and the 20. Not ideal, right? So then it halts up here, and I don't take it off the pullback because I'm still worried about the sellers to the upside. Look back here. You have this big wick off the high, and so I don't take it here. Typically, I love to take in the dips and rips out of these halts, but there really wasn't a good opportunity here. It closed, or excuse me, it resumed kind of weak, and so the opportunity just wasn't really there. And so left this alone. Didn't really care for that. Pets. This wasn't bad per se. I took a lot with the highs today on the breakout, and I just didn't really have conviction here today. It wasn't a bad setup, but the fact is, whenever it was a good setup, I was busy trading MIGI, which was the better setup for me. And so whenever this was making the move, it pulled back here. And as you can see, this is where I would have taken it, but I was busy. You'll see here in a few minutes, I was busy looking at MIGI. And so I missed my entry on this. It is what it is. It happens. What can you do? And so after missing that entry, it just is what it is. It gave some nice opportunities through here off the 20 moving average as well. But really the prime entry here today, when you're looking at this, it really was right here off the little pivot. So you have this area here that becomes an area of supply, and so you take a pivot back into that once it again confirms it is now an area of demand. And of course, right here you have confluence off the 9 moving average as well. And so this looked pretty good. I wish I'd been able to catch this, but hey, you can't catch two birds with one stone, unfortunately. You got to execute and manage the stock that you're currently focusing on, and that's what I did. Now, I did try to take it for a little lotto trade off the highs here. It sort of capitulates and pulls back off the 9 EMA, and I tried to take it off the 9 with the curl back higher. And I took an extremely small share size, and I just tried to tack on a few more dollars. I didn't get it, so it is what it is. You can see how I executed here. Took a little bit of profit up into the curl to 334, and then sold the rest into the 320s. So couldn't really do much there. AXIL had news this morning, and never really set up. I was wanting to see the breakout of this tightening wedge. You had this really tight tweezer setup going into market open, which never got breaking out, so I left this one alone. But where the opportunity was today was MIGI. Now, MIGI was perfect today. I could not have asked for a better setup. And this is what dreams are made of. This right here was one of those where it just checks off all the boxes. To be honest, it checks off all the boxes. You have here a sub 1 million share float, healthy share price at $10. It's just a healthy look. Price action was predictable, plenty of liquidity. So this thing was just nice. And so you look back at pre-market here, and you have this sort of, again, range put in place here from the early morning. And so we have this past high here where price rejects off of VWAP and puts in place an area of supply, right? So price tests VWAP and it grabs liquidity right here off this previous high, right? And so again, we confirm this as an area of supply. Again, we drag this on over here and confirms that area of supply, right? So it looks good. All right, so we know, and of course, to play this and go long here, we've got to be above VWAP and above this most recent high to confirm the upside direction. So we have to confirm because we have right now lower highs. So I've got to confirm a higher low and a higher high, and of course I also be above VWAP. And so as this breaks out at market open, I'm looking for pullbacks, and I'm able to snag a nice little pullback here a few times. I played it 5 times for profit today. 5 times. So again, at first glance, we break out. We crack trend to the upside. Price pulls back. I take the first pullback, risking off this candle's low off of VWAP, looking for the squeeze higher. All right, so the first trade here I got from 960s to about 1010s. You can see here this first move here off the 1-minute pullback into the previous high. Took a full profit in the previous high and then added back on the pullback. As you can see, price pulls back again. Look at this. So we have this higher low. As price pulls back once more, I snag that pullback and I'm able to again get that next leg higher, which broke over the high of day. Again, for another easy win on trade number 2. So I played that one there again from 960s back to the 1020s and 1030s. We actually tested 1035. Then price pulls back once more. Look at this off of VWAP. Made the same exact move that IRBT made yesterday, where it sells off the highs, it grabs liquidity, then rockets back. Same thing happened here. So it pulls back off VWAP, off this previous candle's low. Boom. I snagged the entry for the next leg higher, and again, I get a pretty nice move. It was a short-lived move. But again, as you can see from 950 back up into the 1020s. Now, Unfortunately, the move happened kind of quickly. So you can see here my average fill was, I think it was about a 20-cent move. We got it from 950 to 975. So about a 25-cent move at the average fill. And then price sells off underneath trend and then it reclaims. Now, once it reclaims, look what we have here. We have this super awesome little pivot. Look at this. So price retests this area of supply and then hops back above and reclaims. Perfect trade. This was such a high confluence trade. Look at this. Looked amazing. Nailed it there on the reclaim for the move back up into previous supply. And I did get just that. Now, this was also a short-lived move, but I still caught it here from 934 to 975 after trims. So the overall fills there, again, were 935 to about 970s on that play. Now, it did hit a high of up at 1030, but it was such a short-lived move. I obviously didn't get everything out here at the highs, but regardless, able to get a nice little trade. So now we've identified that we have these higher lows. Look at this off the bottoms here. We have these higher lows being put in. We've got this defined range put in off the highs. And so as price pulls back again, as you can see here, off this previous area of supply, look at this local supply. This wick off the high, again, equals sellers. Price pulls back into that again, and I nab the entry here, risking off the 20 moving average for the curl back up higher. And I got a little bit of a move here. As you can see, I didn't capture this because the price action was a little bit hesitant. But I played it from 970s to about 990s. It gets a little 20-cent move. And that was pretty much that. And so that's what I traded here this morning. And Pets, like I said, I had a little bit of a lotto on that. Nothing else really happened. You've got IRBT, which of course was the big winner for us yesterday. This thing was incredible yesterday. And of course, didn't play this today. It actually respected the game plan perfectly today with this little double bottom off the lows. But of course, it gapped up in pre-market on rather low volume through here. So I didn't trade it myself. If you're trading with smaller size, maybe you could have, but I couldn't really get capitalized on this today. The price action wasn't great, so I just didn't feel comfortable taking this. I was watching it for the possible snap up through this high over sixes for a possible breakout, but never got that, so no trades on this. But it pretty much sums up the day here, so I'm extremely happy with the morning. Again, IRBT didn't play today, but MIG and Pets were the ones to watch today. MIGI primarily is the one that I stuck to and met my criteria better than Pets did. And you can see I was really focused on this from 9:30 all the way until after 10. So that's the daily recap. Very happy with today. Hopefully you had an awesome day today as well. I know the team did amazing today, and that's all I care about. I want to see the team crushing it as long as they're making money. Hey, I'm happy. That's my goal. So as always, if you did learn a thing or two from this video, make sure to subscribe for daily content just like this. And of course, as always, make sure to claim your 7-day free trial to get access to watch me trade every single day in real time. And get alerts, watch list, chat room access, education, scanners, news, journaling access, and so much more. There's so many tools to use in the 7-day free trial, so check it out. Lock it in down in the description below, and I'll see you guys back tomorrow or over in the chat room.